Now, this is what happens when you trust in the process. So what do we have right here? We got $105,000 deposit. This was just yesterday. So if you're watching this video, it is September 4th. Now we got this client $185,000 approved in just one day. And this was after they went through credit restoration. All right, so you see the 105 right here. And let me just, show you, this is not Photoshop, actual receipts. We're showing you this right here. This is what happens when you trust in the process. All right. So this was 105,000. Y'all can see the information right here. Now they had cash flow, they had their paperwork, but their credit score was being suppressed because they had some negative items on their credit report. And this happens a lot. There are a ton of successful business owners out here who they got to go through MCAs and predatory lending, even though they have good cash flow, because their credit is messed up. So when people say credit repair is expensive, no, it's not, because you're going to be paying a 1/4 factor rate for your business to get funding if your credit's not in order, because you can't go to Truist or some of these other commercial banks because they're not going to approve you with a 500 credit score, right? So this is just an example of trusting in the process, So, a lot of people say, oh, this is cap, that's cap. All right, let me show you the other thing. All right, so here we got the other 80,000, right? All right, so this right here is a line of credit, Shout out to our client for allowing me to log into their online banking and actually share with you the receipts, right? Share with you the testimony. We were able to get these approvals in just one day. As soon as their credit was in order, of course, I got the connections with the banks. I know the data points. So we just went in, their credit lined up, everything just matched up. So what we got right here, this is a line of credit. This is a revolving line of credit. They've already taken advantage of this. So they drew 5,500 already. Now, if you add the balance and the available credit together, for those of you who are good at math, that equals $80,000. So it was originally $80,000. They drew down on it, and now there's $74,000 left. All right. So this is 80,000. Again, this is not Photoshop. This is online banking. As y'all can see, you don't have to wait 7 years for items to come off your credit report. Now, right here, we had a client who had a bankruptcy on their credit report. Now, you've probably heard that bankruptcies stay on your report for up to 10 years. Right here, it says this item was removed from your credit report. So let's look at the details of this. As y'all can see, and I believe this was in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. U.S. bankruptcy, this item was deleted. So let's look at the before. This was a Chapter 7 bankruptcy discharge, right? And so this was from back in 2018. So a whole 7 years later, right? Still dragging their credit report down. As y'all can see right here, date resolved 2018, on record until February 2028. And we know it's not 2028 yet. So if you do absolutely nothing about it, it will be on your report for at least 10 years. And that's if it automatically comes off. Sometimes you still have to dispute it, even if it's after 10 years. So even if that statute of limitation times out, sometimes you still might have to dispute it because they don't always automatically just remove it. But we were able to get that deleted off the credit report. So if you have a bankruptcy on your credit report, or any item for that matter, collections, repos, late payments, child support, federal student loans, mortgages, closed accounts, active accounts, it doesn't matter. We can get it knocked off your credit report. We've extended the Labor Day special to the end of this week. So this is discounted rate, so we can get these accounts removed for you. Here we have some other accounts, just some little credit cards. You got Ally credit card, Fortiva, some of these subprime accounts. As y'all can see, man, we got these items completely wiped off the credit report. We look at the before, this was deleted. Again, a little $1,500. And I just want to emphasize it, right? Because this has been negatively impacting their credit for nearly almost 6-7 years, right? Since 2019, you have 30, 60, 90, 120 charge off, right? So this is going to force you, if you do nothing about it, you're only going to get approved for subprime types of accounts, right? So you're never going to be able to get access to bigger types of financing that could really, give you some motion and allow you to really maneuver out here. And as y'all can see, I think on their credit report, they had some of these other subprime, low limit types of cards, right? For Tiva, this was deleted. Again, $1,000 limit. And again, this is just dragging your score. So you don't have to sit around and wait for these items to naturally just fall off. Think about the opportunity costs that you miss out on over 7 years, right? There's people who are leveraging credit in 1 or 2 years and completely changing their financial trajectory. So it's super imperative, especially now, to get your financial reputation restored, get your credit restored, and then get access to financing. And this time, once you get the money the second time, don't go back to the old habits, right? You got to change your mindset as well and have a plan on what you're going to do with the credit. Now, we could restore your credit, but if you don't change your mindset, you're going to be in that same situation where you're defaulting, you're coming back to us, it's getting harder to remove things. Then you get upset if it takes a little bit longer. Once you get that fresh start, don't look back from there, right? So we can help you. So if you've been on the sidelines, we have a discounted rate to the end of this week. This is the extended Labor Day special. So call the number up on the screen or click the link in the description of the video. Talk to one of our reps. We'll get you squared away. We'll review your credit report, identify the items that need to be removed, and get them completely knocked off your credit profile. Call the number on the screen, do yourself a favor, and let's get your credit restored. And then let's get this money. Let's go. They got a FICO score increase of 166 points. They now have an 830 FICO score. So this is FICO 8 Experian. It jumped up 166 points. One of the strategies that we use, right? So you see the dispute results right here on the 22nd, but right before that, address dispute. Now, one thing you have to realize is that you have what's called credit headers. So if you are disputing an account saying it's not yours, but addresses, public record information that's tied to that account is also on your credit report, is going to come back verified. So they had a low credit score, 645 when they started with us. As y'all can see, they have an 830. As you can see, this journey, you know, small increases here and there, went from fair to good, and then boom, right here, 830. Now, one thing I do want to just caution, right? If you get everything deleted off of your credit file, that does not necessarily mean you're going to have an 800 FICO score. Like, you still have to have other positive accounts to get that type of increase. So basically they had some negative accounts, but they still had some good positive accounts. So once the negative accounts were removed, then they were able to shoot up. So now, as y'all can see, we got some address information deleted off the credit report. And this is critical because this allows us to effectively dispute. Now, if the credit reporting agencies don't see an address on the credit report that's also tied to the negative account, it makes it easier. You know, you could be John Smith who lives at 123 Main Street, but there's probably thousands of people with the same name, John Smith. So how do they know that account belongs to you? They have to use multiple identifying marks, including your name, date of birth, as well as your address. Now let's take a look at the accounts that were actually deleted. So you have PenFed Credit Union deleted off the credit report. This is the after. Let's look at before. So right here, they had $27,000 written off. All right, so this was a credit card. What's this, a credit card? Yeah, it looks to be a credit card for $25,000. And as y'all can see, this is an old account, pretty old account. Back in 2019, it was opened up, and very shortly after, 30, 60, 90, 180 charge off. All right, so this has been dragging their credit score down for over 5, almost 6 years now. You got Truist Bank. When we look at the details of this before, this was $25,000. And look at the payment history on this, 30, 60, 90, and then charge off. So this has been reporting negatively up until now, because we got it deleted. So again, how many years? I mean, this was probably going to age off soon either way, but still, just to have this on your credit report, you know, for almost 6, 7 years, that's going to prevent you from doing a lot of things. You got JP Morgan card. All right, so this was a Chase credit card, 14,000 original balance, high balance 16,000. And again, look at the payment history on this. This is going to drag you. So your on-time payment percentage with this many negative marks, this isn't even going to be anywhere near 100%, nowhere close. So there's really no salvage in these types of accounts. The only thing you can do is get it removed. We got another JP Morgan. This one right here, you know, 7,000 original balance. And again, really bad credit history. So After we were able to delete all of these accounts off their credit report, they were able to jump to an 830. And this same client, we were able to get funded as well, high limit funding, as soon as we were able to get these results for them. So if you're looking to get access to high limit funding, but you have something derogatory on your credit profile that's holding you back, give us a call right now. The other point I wanted to make is that, there's 3 different major credit reporting agencies: Experian, Equifax, TransUnion. Now, it does take a while to reconcile all of those bureaus, right? Because what we've noticed lately is that Experian has been the easiest of the 3 to get items removed, or it's happening a lot quicker than others. So Experian, then Equifax, TransUnion has been, I guess, the more challenging of the 3. However, if you're looking to get funding, you can do what's called vertical funding. So vertical funding is when you're going to institutions that pull specifically from one bureau. So let's say you are going through credit restoration and you're waiting around for all 3 to be cleaned out, which could take several months. Instead of waiting, what you can do is, let's say Experian is further ahead, which for a lot of our clients, we're able to get Experian done first. You can get funded through Experian only. So we already know the institutions that only pull Experian. So once your Experian is clean, you don't have to wait around 2, 3, 4, 5 more months. You can start getting funded by the bureau, and vice versa. If your Equifax or TransUnion is further along, we have funding strategies to do vertical funding. So while you're still waiting, you can get funded. Now with this particular client, it took nearly 4 months to get their credit profile up to that 830 that I just showed you. They trusted the process. They were patient. They worked with us, and it's paying extreme dividends right now. Now, everyone's situation is different. Each bureau is different at how they work, how they operate. But one thing I can tell you, CP restorations will keep fighting, and we won't stop until we get the job done. So do yourself a favor. Give us a call. I've dropped the number in the description of the video as well as pinned on the screen. So you give us a call, speak with one of our reps. We'll give you a free consultation. We'll review your credit profile, identify the accounts that need to be removed, and structure a strategy to get you the best results. And if you made it to the end of this video, ask about our Experian Credit Bureau Special. Now, this is when you can get started with Experian. We can get items removed, and then you can start the funding process. Then you can come back to me. I got the Experian funding blueprint where you can run it up at the banks to get personal and or business funding with absolutely no docs, just Experian only. So ask about that. If you don't want to go with the full service, we have an Experian only special going on right now. We can get quicker results typically with Experian. So you don't have to wait around months and months until everything is complete. You can get to the bag right away. Don't delay, call CP Restoration today, and we'll get that deleted right off your credit report, just like that. All right, now I want to give you guys some context on this client. They're sitting at a 725 FICO score. This is on Experian. And when they came to us, their score actually hit dip. Now, the reason why their score was at a 667 was because American Express reported a late payment on their credit report. And mind you, this particular individual has had a credit history of over 30 years. Now, the reason why their score right now is not in the 800s is because of high utilizations. About 2 weeks now, we were able to get super fast results. This is someone with a long credit history. They have high limits on their credit report, but they had a late payment pop up. All right, so let's look at the items that were deleted. So you have First Horizon Bank deleted, US Bank deleted, Amex. So let's check out this Amex account. All right, so as y'all can see, this item was deleted off the credit report. Let's look at the before. As y'all can see, this had a $62,000 balance. Highest balance ever, $79,580. And mind you, this is a personal credit card. So just think about that. The type of individual who gets approved for high limits like this on American Express, you're going to usually have a pretty decent credit profile. As y'all can see, they put that 30-day late right there. So prior to this, they had perfect credit history. They put the 30-day late in July. They reached out to us, and we got this deleted off their credit report expeditiously. This was a legitimate case of where Amex told them the wrong thing. They spoke to Amex to try to get restructure the repayments. And Amex said, okay, cool. So they wound up still reporting the late payment, even though they had come to payment arrangements, because they were just trying to get a handle on this balance, right? Again, this is a gold card. So, the minimum payment is going to be huge because it's a charge card. So they try to renegotiate the payment history. Amex wound up reporting a late payment. Not that big of a deal because we were able to get this done in about 10 days or less. And not to say that's everyone's experience. Another thing that helps with these is that if you've never disputed anything on your credit profile, it's much easier for items to come off versus if you have a long history of disputes and redisputes. So this one actually fell off like butter. All right, we got US Bank also deleted off the credit report. Let's look at the before. All right, so again, $40 past due, $1,000 balance. Again, late payment. This is just one of these little accounts this individual just forgot about. As y'all can see, they had on-time payment history for all this time, right? Since 2018, perfect payment history. All right, so perfect payment history going on, 7, 8 years. They forgot about this, and the late payment wound up tarnishing this entire account. And that could happen to any of us, right? If you're busy and you just don't stay on top of things, it could really ruin your credit. And as it says right here, by March 30, 32, this account is scheduled to be positive status, right? So if you do absolutely nothing about it, it's going to drag your credit report. So again, just little small things like this. This was a $40 payment, a $40 monthly payment that wound up dropping their credit score. And again, this could just be from not setting up auto pay, forgetting about certain accounts if you have a bunch of accounts. So just be careful of that. But don't worry, if that does happen, y'all can just call us and we'll get that deleted right off your credit report, just like that. Let's check out the other account, First Horizon Bank. All right, so this was actually an old account that was closed, but still showing a 30-day past due. All right, so 30-day past due. This account looked like it was almost from 10 years ago. And again, this particular customer never ever disputed anything on their credit report. Now on Experian, it shows you a track record of all of your disputes, right? So you can see this is the only completed dispute that they've ever done. When you don't have many disputes, it's much easier. As y'all can see, this dispute went through on the 20th and all of the negative items inquiries we were able to get removed from the credit report. Now, I'm not going to bore you guys with testimonials. You guys know what we're about. You know what we're able to do. Right now, I wanted to let y'all know that we are doing a Labor Day special. Labor Day special right now with discounted rates through Labor Day. So this is for the standard. For Express, we've also discounted it over 25%. So if you want to get quick, fast results similar to what you just saw with this client, our Express discounted pricing is now available from now through Labor Day. So if you've been on the sidelines or if you've been working with other companies, they're not been able to get anything off your credit report, give us a call. I put the number up on the screen. You can call our 800 number. Speak to one of our reps. We'll walk you through your credit report, identify the items that need to get removed, and get them completely wiped off your credit report. Right now, we have the Labor Day special. So if you've been waiting, don't wait any longer. Give us a call. Do yourself a favor. Give us a call. Talk to one of our reps. We'll map out a way for you to get these items off of your account. Also, if you don't have the funds to get started, we do have payment plans and we do have in-house financing. So you can get the process started and get on your way to getting your financial reputation restored and then getting access to this bag.